how were those negotiations when you guys were in those rooms to think about, hey, look, we have to give up some things in order to get these games? And it feels like there's so many moving parts.
Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts, Jay. And I don't know if we've ever spoken, but I'm a big fan, man. Always been a big fan of yours. But the fact that we weren't in rooms, we were on Zoom instead, discussing how to negotiate, understanding that the ownership will not get their full share of BRI this upcoming season because of the loss of revenue, and trying to figure out how to allow them to get that, but also mitigate the big-time losses from the players' perspective. So to be able to smooth that over 3 years, rather than having to just dump a whole 30% of the salaries back to the owners right away, we're able to smooth that over 3 years, and then do that again the second year, and then the third year. By the third year, we should be back to making the amount of money that we were making before. So the negotiation was tough. Obviously, they wanted more, we wanted less. It goes back and forth. But as you said, when you do things in good faith, eventually you'll come up with a solution.
There's always give and take in any kind of negotiation. What were some of the things that you think basketball has learned? Obviously, you guys are in a bubble, but you're going to not be in a bubble this upcoming season from the likes of MLB or NFL as far as moving forward.
Yeah, no question. And the fact that the onus is on the players themselves. Once you get out of the bubble, it's on the players to conduct themselves in a way that will allow you to try to stay COVID-free. Obviously, we're grown men and we can do whatever we want to do. But in situations where you miss games, and you put your teammates at risk to miss games, and obviously the whole organization, you have to keep that in mind once you're doing whatever you're doing outside of the gym, outside of the court. I'm assuming we will be getting tested every day, but at the same time, it's on us to make sure we wear our mask, wash our hands, do things to continue to prevent us contracting COVID and obviously spreading it.
Now, will part of the compromise be that it'll be understood that load management will be accepted? I know they want the stars to play on the big games like, Christmas, but we all have to understand and accept that, it's going to be a certain amount of players that have an unfair advantage because they haven't fully recovered from the previous season.
Agreed. I mean, I think Adam will understand that more this year. TV partners will understand that a little more this year than in previous years, because as you said, the Lakers and Miami Heat just finished about a month ago in terms of playing the championship game, and training camp starts less than 3 weeks from now, or about 3 weeks from now. So the fact that guys are going to be getting right back into it, and again, some guys are going to have had almost a year off. So it's going to be very interesting for different teams. So I think, again, the fact that we don't have as many back-to-backs. There was a scenario to start in January. If we would have finished in before the Olympics, it would have been 22 back-to-backs. This scenario that we've decided to take only has us playing 13 or 14, which is the norm. So we'll have just about the same amount of back-to-backs. But as you said, guys will have played for a long time, and they'll need a little more rest than usual.
All right, GT, let me get you to take your NBPA vice president cap off and put your player cap on. You know what we love to do with the media, man. Everybody starts this whole thing up. I heard Stephen A. Smith talk about this, where it's championship or bust for your Brooklyn Nets team. Obviously, you guys get KD. He's been there for a year, coming off that Achilles injury. Kyrie, you guys have Spencer. You have yourself. You have Karis LeVert. How has everything been thus far with you guys as a team? Obviously, bonding is something that needs to happen. That's had to have been difficult considering everything we're dealing with COVID.
No question. It has been pretty difficult. Last year, KD was around a lot. Obviously, Kyrie was around. So that helps. But it's been, 7-8 months since the pandemic hit. And only probably 7 guys that were on the original squad went to Orlando, and the other guys, a lot of them got together in L.A. Since we've been finished, we've been in L.A. People have been in L.A., New York. I've been in New York with my kid now, and now back in Louisiana and visiting family for the quick turnaround. So it's going to be the onus is going to be on training camp, trying to make sure we get that camaraderie, trying to make sure we get that chemistry down. But I think the fact that guys are just basketball players, there aren't guys that have to do certain things. Guys can really just hoop, and we got a lot of guys that just know how to play basketball. I think that's going to help us. But in terms of championship or bust, the talent we have, I think that's the mindset the guys are going in with. That's the mindset we want. We want to win a championship. There's only one winner. It's like Ricky Bobby said, either you first or you last in this league. So at the end of the day, there are no moral victories. No moral victories when you have the talent that we have and the ability that we have. So we're definitely trying to win.
How have you guys dealt with the media, right? Because reading an article, it was Steve Nash that said this was going to be a collaborative effort. But then when Kyrie said this is going to be a collaborative effort, obviously it turned into this major story that, hey, they're trying to say that they're going to outdo Steve Nash and obviously a new coaching staff. How do you guys envision all of this working?
It's going to work, man, because at the end of the day, it's basketball. We got, obviously Steve Nash, a guy that was a maestro on the court, and then to bring in the staff that he's been able to assemble, and Coach D'Antoni, Ime, obviously the people that he's brought back, and then being able to, coach guys like a Kyrie Irving that has won a championship, KD that has been MVP, won 2 championships, and obviously, like you said, the Karrases, the Spencers, the DeAndres, guys that have been around, Joe Harris's, if we're able to get him back. I think at the end of the day, things will work out the way they're supposed to. And, Steve is the type of guy, getting to know him, that is very collaborative. He's a guy that asks a lot of questions, wants you to talk, wants you to speak up, is trying to figure out things. So at the end of the day, we can't worry about what the media says. We understand who the guys on our team are, and that's all that matters.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.